Tim here. It's my birthday in a couple of days, and this is a birthday present that I got in the mail today. I bought it. Sometimes I buy myself a gift, you know. Nobody else seems to understand. Anyway, this is an Ibanez, brand new Ibanez PM3C. This is the new Pat Metheny model of Ibanez, complete with a Charlie Christian type pickup and this sort of satin finish natural, which I find very appealing. I think the look of this guitar is quite lovely. It's got a mahogany back, which is also beautiful. I got it because I love this pickup type, and I was looking for something that I could take on the road or play outdoors or whatever, because I have a similar guitar made by Linda Manzer, which is that she made for me, and it has the same type of pickup, but I just don't feel so good about hauling that thing around and really working it outdoors and sweating all over it and everything. So I was hopeful about this guitar because it certainly does appeal to the eye, and it's got a lot of things that I'll talk about, but that I thought would be good, and I took a chance on it. I bought it from Sweetwater. I paid full price, so this is not an endorsement, but I looked online for, this is often what drives me to make demo videos, by the way. I looked online and there wasn't anything really by anybody who should be playing a guitar like this. There were a couple, but they just weren't very good. They didn't make it sound very good, and they weren't really playing the kind of music that you would expect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little bit here so you can hear it, because I know that talking too much before you hear any music is no good. So it's a 24 3/4 inch scale, and it is I believe it's a spruce top, and I don't know if it's a solid formed. I suspect that it is, rather than solid carved. At this price point, I don't think they could do a carved. The pickup is barely on right now. That's a lot of that sound that you're hearing is the acoustic aspect of the guitar. Here's what it sounds like when the pickup's all the way up. It's very lovely. It came with flat wound strings, which I don't prefer. So I quickly changed to my regular 12 to 52 round wound electric guitar strings from D'Addario. And I tightened the truss rod, which worked very well, by the way. It was very nice and smooth. And I lowered the action just a little bit, because when I think what it came with were D'Addario 11 flat wounds. So it was set up a little softer. There you can hear it humming probably a little bit. A little softer than I usually like. But then when I put the heavier strings on, I had to straighten the truss rod a little bit, not much. And because I like it a little bit stiffer, but also nice and close for doing what I do. A couple of things. I think the tailpiece is a little bit big and a little bit close. If I had been in charge of Ibanez designing this guitar, I might have shortened this a little bit. Also, the top isn't very arched. It's a soft curve. The pickup sounds very nice. It's noisy as you would expect, but not horribly so. There is a video coming at the end of this description of me doing a duet with myself on this guitar. Both of the sounds, the rhythm guitar and the melody guitar, are amplifier only. There was no acoustic sound. I wanted it to portray what the pickup sounds like. Okay, so a couple of things. I really like the pots that they put in here. I like the way the volume knob rolls off. It's very nice. And it has a nice gradual, but we don't lose a lot of high end when we turn it down, so that's nice. The tone control, which I don't use much, is also pretty musical sounding. That's all the way up, and if I turn it about halfway down, it just subtly takes the top end off. It's nice. Tune-o-matic bridge of some kind. When it comes with it comes with this sort of foam thing underneath, so I had to get that out of there, and then I put it back in the right place, and put it in the location so that the top and bottom E strings were in tune at the harmonic, and everything else fell into place. I didn't have to make any adjustments there. I thought I might have to cut the nut a little bit, but I don't. The pickup was a little bit low for my taste in terms of its placement toward the strings. Now, these pickups don't need to be really close to the strings. In fact, shouldn't be, for two reasons. Because they're quite warm sounding, strong, and then also it sounds better when there's a little air in between the strings. And it was very easy to adjust the up and down and side to side location. I also tipped the treble side up a little bit and the bass side down just a little bit so that it wouldn't be too boomy. The neck is a little smaller than I'm used to, but it's round and nice. Feels very smooth. It's got that satin thing going on. So all in all, I think it's maybe a keeper for me, for my purposes, and I will probably be able to let a few other things find new homes, because this is finally something that's going to give me that summertime traveling guitar for some of the situations that I'm in when I need to use a guitar that looks like this. And it's playable. The playability is quite good. I'm sure it'll break in a little bit. I may do a little bit of addressing of the nut, because it seems like maybe the G and D strings are just a little bit high, but I mean, like just the tiniest little bit. And I generally like it. A few little things. Here is the sound of the guitar with the microphone's right about there, so you can hear. I'll do a little, what I always test an archtop with is some shooping. I call it. Now, if I bring the pickup in just a little bit, but not much, I mean just literally like one. We're bringing it a little bit more. Get a little bit of bottom end that this thing doesn't really have. And so to have a little bit of that crispy stuff hanging in the air really makes a big difference. Okay, so there is the Ibanez PM3C, stands for Charlie, I think. They make one in black, and they make this one. I just love this color. I think it's really great. All right, so enjoy the performance that's coming right up. I hope I helped somebody figure out whether or not they wanted to grab one of these guitars there.